I conducted investigations my whole career, whether it was administrative or criminal, I can conduct an investigation. But the thing is, I always was fair and straightforward. And sometimes the officers was justified and sometimes they weren't. But when they were, I put the hammer down and did the right thing. So my first incident of use of excessive force that I was blatantly exposed to, I had worked drugs for a long time. I was a newly promoted lieutenant in the district. The district commander said, take some people and go up there and rattle that open air drug market. So we did some buy busts and foot chases were involved. And we were just dealing with street dealers then because it was disrupting the neighborhood significantly. So there was a foot chase involved. The officer brings the suspect back. He's handcuffed behind his back. He's coming up to where we're staged. Sergeant goes up, punches him in the mouth. This is 1982. I didn't like that. That wasn't going to work for me. I never was into excessive force and unnecessary force. So we went back to the station. I closed it down, started taking statements. The man that was arrested was punched in the mouth, didn't want to complain. I got no issues with it. I was dealing drugs. I chased. He got punched in the mouth. No harm, no foul. There's no complaining except me. This is 1982. The sergeant's got rabbis, meaning he's got friends in very high places. I don't.
Yeah.
But it's risky for me. I'm a newly promoted lieutenant. There's no complaint, and I'm moving forward with a major investigation for this. I put it forward. My district commander concurred. It went all the way up. He got 30 walk days. So that was sort of got me going. I had a reputation henceforth, and don't use excessive force, don't use unnecessary force because it's not the right thing to do. So that's one side. The other side is this. When I was night hawking, which means I was in charge of the whole department on evenings, I get a call, switch the radio channel to the 5th District. I did, and they had a car pursuit where the police was pursuing a car. The car hit a pole. He wrecked and died. At that time, you can't pursue anybody for traffic. You can only pursue them if there's a threat of death or serious bodily harm. So I go up there. The car's wrecked. There's a couple lieutenants up there, watch commanders. I'm the Nighthawk. I'm in charge of the department. So what happened? He says, well, he was involved in an illegal pursuit. He chased a car. The guy hit a pole. He's dead. I said, well, where's the officer? He says, he's over there, sitting on the curb. That's not right. So I gave him, come on up here and get in my car. Tell me what happened. This is what happened. I received a call over the radio for a sexual assault in progress. Code 1. I expedite down there. I pull up on the scene of the apartment. A woman comes running out with a house dress that's half ripped off. There's a man that runs out behind her. She starts screaming and pointing at him. That's him. I yell for him to stop. He doesn't stop. He gets in his car and gets off and takes off, and I pursue him. He cracks up the car and dies. That's what happened. I said, okay. So I go back to lieutenants. This is a illegal pursuit. Yes. Well, how is it? Because the woman, when we interviewed her, said it was just a domestic and there was no rape involved. I said, oh. So I go down that night, right away, go down and pull the 911 tapes, get the conversation, pull the radio tapes, get the conversation. I go back up to the 5th District where the 2 lieutenants are before checkoff and said, I'll be submitting a statement for your investigation tomorrow night. I wrote my statement before I got off that morning. That officer pulled on the scene. He had sufficient probable cause right then and there to arrest that man based on the facts and circumstances presented to him. And if he had not pursued him, I probably would have charged him with neglected duty and cowardice in the line. He was 100% right. I wrote my whole statement. It's not what you find out after the fact, it's what you find out before the fact. And I went to bat for him because it was the right thing to do. So when I'm doing investigations, it's straight up. People trusted me. They knew I was going to do the right thing, whether it was bad or whether it was good. And that officer came up a year later and said, you know, Chief, If you hadn't have been there that night, I would not be working as a police officer right now, and I may even have been in jail. And I wanted to let you know that's what you did for me. I said, look, I did the right thing. You did the right thing. All is good. Those are the type of investigations, and I agree with you. There's good ones and bad ones, and then go either way. But if you're honest and ethics based, it works out for everybody.